Hi all, namaste. Welcome to Grassroots Research and Advocacy Movement podcast. So we have Dr. Bhimaraya Metri sir here. So before I give like a quick introduction of Metri sir, I'll just say like what GRAAM does as an organization. So we are like a think and act policy tank. We try to bridge grassroots and policy level with the governance and try to take the stories and try to have like a policy change. And we are honored to have like Dr. Bhimaraya Metri sir here today. And a quick introduction of Bhimaraya Metri sir. I think sir has like a huge umbrella aspect of like experience in his hands, right from him coming from an engineer background to now upholding an academic in his management aspect as such. He's like director of IIM Nagpur, and coming from a various experience, and also like teaching a lot of industry service spaces on like leaders, on like how management should be and other things. So welcome, Maitri sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much. My pleasure.
Yes. So before we jump into a quick of like uh, the objective of the podcast, right? So I would request you to briefly tell the audience like your small experience of like your journey of like where you are as I am director, and like how it is also to handle youth because I know you go from leaders to youth. I know it's not a easy switch.
Correct.
Yeah.
So I born in a village which is located in the border of Maharashtra and Karnataka, and I did all my education in Kannada medium, Jilla Parishad School to Kannada medium up to 12th, and I was lucky to have my teacher was a student of Dara Bendre.
Okay.
And then I did my engineering, civil engineering, and then I did my master's in construction engineering and management and PhD at IIT Mumbai. And then I shifted my profession from engineering to management, and worked with then Prime Minister Vajpayee's Pradhan Mantri Gram Surat Yojana, connecting smallest of the small village to bigger village based on the school for children, hospital for women and children, agriculture market for farmers. So that is how my journey from primary to this Vilani up to PhD. And then I worked with uh, the Management Development Institute, Gurgaon, another management institute, and then I 1 year sabbatical to went to Strathclyde University, Glasgow as a dean. Then I worked. I am my international management institute. 25 years moved to Larsen and Toubro LLT, and then I moved to. I was got selected Indian Institute of Management, Tiruchirappalli, Tamil Nadu. That is my first startup. I moved from MIT Trichy to new campus. And then Nagpur is my second startup. I am Nagpur from Vishwesvaraya National Institute of Technology, Nagpur to new campus. These are the two new campuses. And everywhere dealing with the students, bits I was dealing with research. And everywhere the all young minds. And today world is changing faster than fast, and we are from industrial era moving to the intelligent era. So accordingly we have to make our students more smarter and more productive, and they should be able to manage the things faster, cheaper, better.
Awesome. I think like you are like the definition of systems change, I would say, because I like you rightly mentioned, you have come from a grassroots to getting to the change of like education management. So I think there's you as a person itself is like a manifest of systems change, and we look forward to have like a engaging conversation and hopefully take something back so that we can change. So one thing, Maitri sir, like we have India as a country has like a lot of infrastructure that has been developed and is coming across, right from metros to corridors to everything that's like happening very fast. So what would you say, like what's the operational efficiency that you see is like a very positive thing in India?
India is one of the leading nation when it comes to physical infrastructure, whether it is a road network or railway network, and even in that sense, air aviation. These are all the areas. Of course, shipping is also one of the area, but these three area faster than fast they are growing, and this is the network. The infrastructure is the backbone for any country's economy. And probably when, if we go back 10, 15 years back, per capita, GDP, the logistic cost was about 16% of the GDP. Now it has come down to single digit, 9 to 10. So 1% reduction in GDP, it means more than 1,000 crore rupees we save in life. Because of fast track. Otherwise, you might be knowing people used to wait for signals, and petrol will be running, and which we discount from we get from abroad. So then this all fast tag has come. Now
Correct,
no
yeah.
signals are required. Now AI has come further changing. So now logistic cost has come down comparing to earlier, 10, 15 years back, it was different. And it is all because of the best infrastructure. And in high level, we have started using technology in logistic, and that has reduced. And when it comes to the real India, rural India, so the Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana, the then visionary Prime Minister Vajpayee started along with the quadrangle. So smallest of the small village have one pakka road.
Correct.
And because of that, the connectivity for the schools, hospital, as well as agriculture market for, farmers. So this has basically reduced the gap between urban and rural. So this is how the road infrastructure has really made a magic, and it has brought the socio-economical development, not only in urban, but in also rural.
Spaces. Also, Metri sir, you have represented, the global space for Bali and Netherlands. So, according to you, what would you think? Like, where's the India has come up to the, ladder of the global standards? Like you rightly mentioned, right? Like infrastructure has vastly changed. So, apart from that, what are the other things that you can, envision us with? Because you've been there.
Yeah, as a part of, as a governing body member of Manak Bhavan, BIS, so I visited Netherlands, Bali, Japan, Tokyo. So if you see, India is the fastest growing economy in the world. If you take any space, earlier, probably 10 years back, we were known as the biggest technology consumer in the world. Any technology comes, we are the largest consumer because we are 1.4 billion population. Now, if you see all over the world, if you look at Europe, it is living in history, aging population. America, aging nation. Japan, it is one of the oldest nation, 49 average age. India, now it has become a young nation and largest population, and largest population is the biggest advantage today. Because of 1.4 billion population, India has become a factory for the big data. And today, for all R&D, you need AI, ML, artificial intelligence, and machine learning. Every R&D, they need the data, and data factories in only in India. So here onwards, India is going to not only create a history. 21st century belongs to India, and India is going to create a history. Not only Indians working in abroad, they are coming to India for R&D, but even people from abroad, developed nations, so-called, whether it is America, whether it is or Europe, all those people come to India because for R&D, data is important.
Correct.
And we are the big data. And today, if you see digital transformation, in the space of digital transformation, whether it is ONDC, whether it is a UPI, India has set a benchmark in the world, and we are the leader in digital transformation.
Correct.
And we also started becoming a leader in the production manufacturing of iPhones. Earlier it used to come to China. Now it is produced in
yeah.
India, not only for India, but from India to the world. And India now, I was in Japan last year, October. I talked to biggest industrialist, construction industrialist. And when I was talking, what are the problems in Japan? He said, we are the aging nation. We don't get the skilled manpower. We don't get the nurses. We don't get the construction workers. We don't get the young engineers. And that is how after coming, I started Japanese language in my institute because there is a huge opportunity. Not only India is going to be a nation which is producing technology apart from using technology, India is also going to supply a talented manpower, all friendly nations like Japan, Australia. So after going to I have traveled about 32 countries. And after traveling all those nations in 2.5 decades, I felt my country is great, India is great. And earlier we used to consider West is best, that's no more true. India is the best. That's amazing. I think coming from you, like experience, like I mentioned, you're like the benchmark of systems change. And when you said like India has that benchmark, I think we'll take the word for it. And also, and another most important thing, today's the geopolitical equation, the crisis in Gulf as well as Ukraine and Russia, all those. Looking at that, India's, IKS, Indian knowledge system, India's tradition and Indian culture is going to pay a lot, and that is going to basically teach rest of the world to be a peaceful nation, to be a leader. For that, important thing is how to make world as a one family, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam we call. And probably you might have seen our Honorable Prime Minister, yoga he given to the world, from India to the world, yoga for meditation, for peaceful. So many such our traditions, Ayurveda now it is going to be a boom for rest of the world. So many Indian tradition and culture is basically bring the peace, sustainability, and also India's leadership is going to be a great leadership of the world. So that is what today India is, and coming 40, 50 years, India is going to make a magic. Not only India will raise the bar, but India will lead the world. Amazing, Medis. Thank you for like a great insight. I think I take the point where you also mentioned like UPI has gone, next to space. Yeah. Where like we can see UPI is being used from like a vegetable vendor to like us. Anybody, so, even the person who sells the coconut. Exactly. He uses. Yeah. And if we give them cash, they'll be like, no, can you please, give us through UPI as such. So I think like the digital space has become like a lot. And also, like you rightly mentioned, the leadership space also. Yeah. So coming to the subject of, the leadership and other things. So what would you see or what would you share with our leadership right from the academic boardrooms to the grassroots, like, development sectors? Like, what is the one thing that they have to take the opportunity or take the leap forward? So I think it is all about leadership is every level it is. It is urban or rural or any level, there is a leadership. Only one we are talking about positional leadership, and one is a real leadership, which position is not required. So Mahatma Gandhi was a great leader. He was not having any positions, but he was a great leader. Vinoba Bhave was a great leader. Nelson Mandela was a great leader. Like that, leadership everywhere it is there. So now for the leadership to take, if you in rural, you find a lot of people, we call them as unsung heroes. They are real leaders. They have brought the transformation change. And if we talk about, in Karnataka, if we talk about Mangalore area, Mangalore has created 4 banks, individuals. With single individuals, they brought nationalized bank. Whether it is a corporation bank, whether it is a Canara bank, and the 4 banks they have brought. So this speaks about the cooperative movement and leadership of, Dakshin Kannada, Uttar Kannada, you can call. If you talk about Maharashtra, there is a, lot of cooperative movement. Gujarat, Amul, Swaminathan Foundation, Tamil Nadu. So these are all the great leadership showcased in India. and they have brought the transformation change in the respect. So leader, if you ask, a great saint of India, Swami Vivekananda said, leader is the one who thinks the unthinkable, who achieves the unachievable, and who sees the invisible. Such person is called as a leader. And they all brought even Akshay Patra in Bangalore.
Correct.
So how noble cause and how to feed the others and using the food. So these are all the qualities of the leaders.
Correct. So, like you mentioned, like, Akshay Tatra or like the banks, the leaders who have created all these
And
things.
GRAAM itself is the best example.
Yes.
Leadership. How to, improve the socio-economic development, important areas, whether it is public health, whether it is education, and whether it is, you talk about social justice and equity, and also democratization and governance. You talk livelihood.
Yeah.
So all these areas, how noble cause GRAAM has been founded,
Correct.
and how great work in various verticals it is doing itself is the best example of leadership selflessly serving for the people, those who are left out, how to bring them into the mainstream, and it's a great example of inclusiveness.
Correct. Amazing, sir. But can I also ask you to shed some light on like how can like grassroots like us or like any other in the industry of the leaderships, like how can we do this project management? I think there is like a space where we have like quality over quantity, right? So how do we like what would be the ideal thing? So grassroots always look into the quality and also the quantity, but sometimes we go on the quantity based and we forget about the quality.
Correct.
So, what is your
So
insight
I
on
think
that? Yeah.
grassroots projects or even big projects, mega projects, whatever the projects you talk about, but you see everywhere, quality definition of quality is a customer satisfaction, a consumer satisfaction, a client satisfaction. Now, satisfaction is it varies from a consumer to consumer, customer to customer. Grassroots level, if electricity goes for 2 3 hours, they will not be unhappy. So instead of 2 hours, if even it goes 1 hour, it will come after 1 hour. They will think they have a lot of patience. Electricity goes even 30 minutes in industrial area, they are extremely unhappy. I lost so much of production. So customer, every level, every sector, every segment, their satisfaction, degree of satisfaction are different. So understanding which sector and which customers or consumers we are working, what kind of people we are grassroots level, whom we are working, and what are the satisfaction level accordingly. If we provide, they are the happiest one to receive the service or production or support. So therefore, quality is like a beauty, and it changes which segment we are doing. And when it comes to project, we can also delight the customer. Not only satisfying, you can also delight. They never expected if you provide as a part of grassroots project, they will be happiest one to receive, and they will be a part-time marketer or advocate of the organizations like GRAAM. So I am because of GRAAM. Today I have raised my livelihood or raised the bar in my life because of GRAAM. So that is how the delighted people and whom GRAAM is serving, so they will act as a part-time marketer. So that is called as a delight, exceeding the expectation. So therefore, project management, it is if you really want to satisfy the whatever the grassroots people, we should understand their needs, their requirement, not greed, but wants.
Correct.
So once we understanding is very, very important, because understanding everybody cannot understand. And that is how some project fail. What they want and what we give, there is a gap. So understanding is an art, and every project manager is not an artist. those who understand, those who are artists, they understand the customer well, and they exceed the expectation of the people, and then that project is considered as best. And therefore, I always tell the people, if our mental picture is ready, for example, if I say somebody, can you recall some of your family member? The moment you ask this question, people start seeing their family members in the mind.
Correct. Yeah.
Whether mother, father, brother, sister, they start seeing. Can you see the project before doing? If I ask this project, can you that clarity see the project in your mind? If you see the project in your mind with that clarity, then that project is going to be a great successful project. And the people, those who are going to use the project, those who are going to do the project, those who are part of the project, everybody will be satisfied and delighted because that clarity comes. If clarity misses and then the gap, blind spots will come into picture. And I think I have done my best, and they think you are not done. The gap will come into. So therefore, understanding the project requirement from the people perspective who are going to use the project. And if you don't understand, you may be doing the best, but people what they want. Suppose you are doing a project in village, heritage, local heritage is extremely important. You do the best project, and if you kill the local heritage, people will be extremely unhappy. Rather, I will stay in a open without said, but I don't want to kill my heritage. If you build the city type one bedroom kitchen, they will not be happy. But if you build the mud house with all the heritage requirement, they will be the happiest. So therefore, what are the local customer, local practices, what they respect a lot? In village, spirituality is one of the important component for their day-to-day life. So those are the things if you take into account as a part of project, so they are going to be the happiest. They don't need concrete jungle or best building, but they want if you want to build a livelihood, some huts and all. But if you take care of all those things as a villager, they are the happiest. And that project we call it as a public. Because purpose of project is satisfy their needs, not grace.
And also not dismissing what they
They respect, what they value. I may not be, somebody, person coming from urban, that fellow may not be, having any spiritual connect with when we doing the project. If they have connect, we should be satisfied. And we have to respect the local culture.
Okay, sir. Like you beautifully explain like the story of like someone has to tell these out there, right? So there are like a lot of us in the industry, whether it is corporate, whether it is academic, or whether it is universities, and also development sectors, and also the government. So I would like to ask you or understand like what would be the meaningful collaborations that we can get in from these industries for the grassroots. Like for example, like how do we take these stories as such for the corporates, or like how can we have like a meaningful collaboration with the academic, whether it is for awareness or whether it is for funding, whatever it is for the project. So do you think there is like an opportunity, or like what is the right way for us to do it?
I think any collaboration, any association, any organization, whether it's academic or funded or any kind of organization, to if for clarity of purpose, constancy of purpose of not only this project we want to support or we want your collaboration, but our constancy of purpose or purpose of GRAAM has to be spelled out very clear. And then this project, as a part of that, this is one of such project. Otherwise, we have many projects. So this is one of such, means basically holistic picture of the organization. And this is one of the project. And when you do this project, if you really want to win the will of the academic organization or any organization, we have to say that what is in that for you. In our proposal, what is in that for your organization, how it is win-win. It should not be win-lose. They are losing, we are winning. Or we are losing, they are winning. Win-lose means nobody loves. How to make it as a win? If you give that the proposal, and in our conversation, in our presentation. And I am sure that collaboration will go strong, and not only one. We might have gone for one, probably we may end up with 10.
I think for all of us to keep in mind is like what's in it for us and also what's in it for the grassroots. Like what's the outcome of the
Yeah.
objective.
Because any
Yeah.
organization, when you do, they also have their vision and mission.
Correct. Yeah.
So whether it satisfies their vision and mission, whether it meets. So meeting both the minds means both of them respective organizations, whether it meets or not, if we satisfy, probably the success, degree of success will be higher.
Um, Coming to the last a quick segment of like a space like India, like you also touched upon the Viksit Bharat and how we are gonna envision there. So one thing I would request you to maybe tell it to us, coming from a space of experience, like what is one call to action for us to do that? Different, it can be like one major call to action, like you said, like there's always a give and give.
Yeah.
There is no like a give and just like take
Right.
take. So what is one of the call to action that we from the grassroots can also provide like a space, or like it might be corporate having an open ears, or the academic having like more partners and getting into the collaborative space, like how you are here with us giving shedding like your information and your experience and us sharing the stories. So what would be one major call to action for us to move towards that space?
I think before that, one thing I would like to say, Viksit Bharat and then call to action.
Sure,
So
yeah.
when you say Viksit Bharat 2047,
Seven.
so our Honorable Prime Minister announced so 2 year back, 2020, 2023.
Yeah.
So now, if you see this Viksit Bharat, because India being a young nation, nobody can stop India to become a Viksit Bharat and India to take a global leadership for the globe. So, in this context, to make Viksit Bharat, instead of waiting 2047 to make it 2040, we can become Viksit Bharat. We need not wait for 47, but in 40 only we can become. So, for that, what I think is action point you asked, and what I think is rural economy, because fast urbanization is happening. 2.5 crore people move every year according to McKinsey report from East. Urbanization is happening, lifestyle problem, healthcare problem, and smart cities are also getting surrounded by slums and all. So for that purpose, action point is how to build the smart enterprises. So smart because this is the one profession where culture is used. Only culture is there, one profession, and really, and those farmers, if you see villagers, they are honest, sincere, integrated, committed. But with the smart, with little support is given, then smart agriculture we can do. So in city we have concrete jungles, multi-story buildings. But in village for farmers, if you build a multi-story agriculture, so if it is a 2 acre land of the farmer, how to make it as a 8 acre, 4 story agriculture, and crops are probably vegetables whose bed is half feet is good enough. So 30-40 centimeters is good enough. That can be a top floor, all vegetables. And where the more and more roots are there, depth are required, there will be a lower one, and the big trees will be at bottom one. So this way, multi-story agriculture we build, then probably productivity goes up. Farmers will not migrate, and villages automatically become a smart village because smart agriculture will make village as a smart village. Because agriculture and village you can't separate out. So villagers using the application, they will know that where the orange or apple or whatever the product where the market is there. Using the digital space or digital technology, they can sell their product sitting in the farm. Correct. So this will basically speed up, accelerate Viksit Bharat from 2047 to 2040. This is and this will also our honorable Prime Minister today's his important focus is how to take the rural economy to the next level, next
Yeah.
orbit. So this is one of the important action point. Probably, if it is initiated, we can reduce the gap between Bharat and India.
Mm.
So both the sides of the coin will come equal and gap will be reduced. We can bridge the gap between rural and urban. So this is one important action point if you ask me.
Amazing, Mitri sir. I think, like you mentioned, like it's there. The opportunity is there.
Yeah.
I think we should just like go and take that space, like grab it and walk
Yeah.
towards it without a doubt. Like you mentioned, like we are already in that space. Urbanization, grassroots. But how do we bridge it? Is beautifully how you mentioned, like and like a lot of opportunities for the grassroots, the farmers to do it, and like us, like we should take the initiative to do this, like not without like having seconds as
Right.
such. So
Because if you see in Gulf,
mm,
it was the sand land.
mm,
It is all, only isles were there, sand. And if you go, I was there last year in Dubai.
mhm,
It is full of greenery, lot of trees, and only mud and mud. You find there is no sand. They have got from flight. They have lifted the soil from other nation to their nation, and they made a greenery. And in India, that is not a problem. We have so much of land, so much of good soil, and while building concrete jungle, we destroy so much of agricultural land. Why can't it
yeah,
be transported and make it as a, villages, multi-story agriculture and city concrete jungle? So this balance
yeah,
works well.
amazing. So, thank you so much for shedding all your knowledge with us and giving your time. And also, it has like been a very insightful conversation of like coming from a space of like how to manage and infrastructure. Then we saw touched upon like the leadership. How can one of the leaders, not just from the boardrooms but also grassroots leaders, leverage these spaces to Viksit Bharat, and also pointing out how youth can take initiatives as such. It has been a very insightful space. Thank you so much, Metri sir.
Thank you very much. Very nice interacting with you, Ramanjali.
Yes.
Very nice interacting.
Thank you.
Namaskar.
Namaste.